meditation. So if everybody can just eyes from and touching the floor, and you just
Judith, actually, before
start
you
tuning
keep going,
into your breath.
Sorry, Judith, can you hear me? I think your internet is freezing.
Yeah.
Do you mind logging in with your phone?
Let me stop my video. Oh yeah, I can log in with my phone. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same because I'm having internet issues.
So what is the easiest way for me to do that? Just join the meeting with the, with the meeting ID. Join the meeting with the meeting ID.
Yeah, if you have your email on your phone, just go into that email with that same link.
Click on that.
It and it should work. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Just remember, you're going to have to mute one of them, either the phone or the computer.
Yeah.
So that there's feedback. So I'm going to do the same thing because I'm having issues as well.
Yeah, and same. I might have to cut out my video in a minute too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. I'll stop my video there. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good morning, Sierra.
Hi, Sierra.
Ooh, good morning, everyone. Okay, ready to go? Okay, so we're gonna start with a quick meditation. This is a little loud. Here we go. We'll start with a quick meditation. Oh, I see why. Okay, so this is kind of how I start all my mornings. And if we can just close our eyes and everybody just feeling where you're sitting or laying down and feeling your sit bones on maybe the couch or a chair, feeling your feet on the floor, just tuning into your breath, eyes closed. And we're going to envision a feather, and we're going to take that feather and cut open the bottom of our feet. And then from there, we're going to envision a grounding cord that goes from the bottom of our feet all the way through the wood planks, concrete, dirt, gravity, all the way down to the ancient animal kingdom, the ancient plant kingdom, all the way down to the core center of the earth. And connecting to that core center of this beautiful earth, we're going to release with our breath, with our intention, anything that no longer serves us. With our breath and connecting to the core center of the earth, we're going to receive love, light, peace, joy, gratitude with our breath and with our intention. Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. Eyes are still closed. Now we're going to bring our attention to our crown center, which is the top of our head. And we're going to envision that crown center opening. And we're going to feel the light of the sun pouring down through all of our being, filling us up as if we're sitting underneath a waterfall of sunshine. And it's just filling us up with goodness, with confidence, with peace, with love, with joy. I am truly taken care of. I am aware. I am awake. I belong. I matter. I am present, living in this present moment with deep gratitude, and just breathing in from your nose, out through your nose, bringing our attention to our heart and just feeling that peace and gratitude. And when you're ready, opening up your eyes and coming back to present moment reality. Namaste, which means the light in me sees and acknowledges the light in you. So I'm going to change something because I hear an echo. I just need to change my headset.
Judith, if you take yourself, if you turn off your sound all the way, that might help.
Wait, how do I?
Say that again.
If you turn down the sound and mute your phone all the way, that might help.
Okay.
I think that works. Hello?
Whatever you were doing before was better.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Sorry.
We can hear you, but you're very echoey.
Did you press, Judith, did you press the mute button at the top of the phone here? On your phone, so press that mute button so that we can hear you through your computer.
So you think is this better?
No, we still
I'm
can't.
not sure.
If you turn down the volume all the way on your phone and mute yourself, that should work.
Mute myself. So I'm muted on my phone.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I just heard you okay now.
This sounds better, but can
Yeah,
you?
and then I think.
Yeah, I
after
just
the,
muted
alright.
Judith.
Perfect. Thank you. So, okay, perfect. So basically I'm muted on my cell phone. On the computer, I'm not muted. Okay, perfection. This sounds
works,
a lot
yeah.
better.
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to quickly reconnect my headset. So hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you for, hi. Thank you for walking through that meditation. And I'm going to share my screen so we can get right into it. Here we go. Let's see. Boom. Yay. So, can everybody see my screen?
Perfect.
Good? Okay. So here we go. So this is me at 13. I was in Brazil, and that's where my family is from. Well, my mom's side of the family. And I had hid my pregnancy for 8 months because I was afraid of what my parents would say and how people would react. And I actually wasn't even sure if I was pregnant or not. And this is me at 13. At 8 months old, this is a photo my stepfather took of me, belly out. Everybody knew I was pregnant. Let's see. 5 days after I turned 14, I had my baby girl, and these photos are of us in Brazil. And the first one is of my daughter Jessica and I in the hospital. She's about 3 days old. And I'm really thankful that my mom gave me the opportunity to decide. And even at such a young age, when I look back, I see that it was my it was a huge choice for me to make, but it was really important that I decide, because this decision changed the course of my life, and from my perspective made me into a much better person. And so I decided that I would keep and raise my daughter, which I did. This other photo is a photo my stepdad took of us. My mom is showing me how to bathe her. And from the very beginning, it was made very clear to me that, she would be my responsibility. She is mine to raise. Oh, I think that I'm talking into the wrong camera. Here we go. She's mine to raise. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm so thankful every day for the decision I made, even though it was really a very challenging journey. Because I was so young. So here is another photo my stepdad took of us. He actually just so happened to be a professional photographer in Brazil. And this is a photo of the two of us before we left for the States. And for me, when I look back at our journey, I'm 42 right now, and my daughter is 28. So we've journeyed quite some time together, and what I see is that showing up each day was a very simple yet powerful strategy. So many times in my life I wasn't exactly sure of what, I'm going to use Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s quote, which I didn't know what the staircase looked like, right? I could only see one step at a time, but as I took that one step at a time, I was able to gain more clarity on what the next steps look like. And I feel like that was a really powerful strategy for me. So coming back from Brazil, returning from Brazil, settling into life with my dad, who was Jewish Russian, with my stepmother on the Upper West Side in New York City, 89th Street between Broadway and Amsterdam, was a very different life for me. And I ended up, my dad helped me enroll in high school in Hell's Kitchen, PPAS, Professional Performing Arts. And like I said, just showing up each day really helped me continue to find what brought me joy, helped me raise my daughter as my best self, and continue to each day gain the tools that I needed to be the best person that I could be. And so here we go. We arrived in New York City, and this was really a special moment. We're at my dad's house, Jess and I, and there's just like so much life ahead of us. But I didn't realize that her dad, who had been living in New York, would not be part of our lives in the way that I had hoped. And so for me, I guess that was a very harsh reality, was realizing that not only would he not be the father that I had hoped he would be, but his family would also not really participate in her upbringing. But as a single young woman and Latina in New York City, I stood my ground and just took one step at a time, finished high school and raised my daughter with love and just continued on to college. So this is a quote that I found, which is only 50% of teen mothers finish high school. And this quote I have from dosomething.org, which is a really cool website if you want to check it out. And it talks a little bit about teen pregnancy and the challenges of teen pregnancy. And so, like I shared, when I moved back to the States, my dad was able to enroll me at a performing arts high school, which was really cool. I ended up going to school actually with Alicia Keys, which was awesome, right? Back then she was Alicia Cook. And that was very surreal, looking at, you know, how she has been able to grow her life. And you know, Jess went to a daycare center that helped me take care of her while I continued my high school education. And so I felt a lot, perhaps because of where I was living in New York City, I felt very judged by the people around me. And I often, I was very shy at the time. I had a very hard time speaking up for myself. And I just always felt like people were judging, and you know, I felt very hurt by their words. You know, one day, clearly, I remember getting on the bus to school with Jessica, book bag on my back, and this lady yelled out, you know, "This is why abortion should be legal." And I'm just trying to finish high school and raise my daughter. You know, I wasn't trying to be anything more than what I was at the time. And it just really hurt me. It I think that looking back, what I see is that I allowed it to fuel my fire within. And so the naysayers became this fuel for my fire and this desire to do my best and be my best and show up as my best self. And the people that cheered me on, I just thank them forever for standing by my side on my journey, right? So here we go. The voices around me demanded that I become a better mother, and yet by the same token reminded me that I was only a teenager. So this is Jess and I. We are on the corner of 83rd Street and Broadway, and matching zigzag parts, you know, just showing up each day, like I said. And at that time, I really did feel like I was a victim of a society that uses sex to sell and then turns their back when children get pregnant. So for me right now, I'm sharing this story with you guys because this is where I come from. This was my journey, right? It really impacted my life for the better. I feel like at that time I was going down not the best path. And so thankfully becoming Jessica's mother really helped me gain a better sense of who I wanted to be. It helped me become more committed to school, even though it was really challenging for me. And it helped me become committed to being a parent and taking the best care that I could of my daughter. And so I learned to silence the noise and cherish the praise. So at about 20, when I was about, oh, sorry, here it is. When I was about 20, Jessica was about 6. We lived out of a suitcase. When I look back, I find deep gratitude for the fact that we had a place to stay, that we had places to stay. But at that time, it felt like we were living in the belly of the beast. And it felt like we were holding all the strings of our lives together, hopefully not forever. And then I say here, book bag strapped on my back. Life felt like a never ending roller coaster, always threatening to run off track. And I often prayed that it'd get easier, and thankfully it did. I started to believe that it could get easier. I started to, find practices that would help me. So when I talk about tools, to help guide us through challenges in life. I found for me, it was yoga, it was breathing, breath work, meditation. And so Jess and I actually found we walked door to door, knocking on doors, looking for an apartment for the two of us to live. And we found something. And my sister Patricia helped me get a job at a school, at a private school in the West Village. And of course, I have to include a quote from Alicia Keys because she's so inspiring to me. And I also want to just highlight, for me, staying in school took a lot of perseverance. I do have a learning disorder, and academics did not come easy for me. So like I said, just showing up each day was what my method of success was. And for me in college, I'm so thankful because education for me has proven to be a really important way and a very an incredible way for me to continue to understand, what is it that I like and what is it that I don't like? Because once we know what we don't like, then we can move even a little closer towards what we do enjoy, right? And so at the age of 23, I discovered photography, and it was really by chance. I was reading Frida Kahlo and just like reading about her story, and the professor of photography at my college said, well, if you like Frida, I think you should take my class. And serendipitously enough, it fit into the college credits that I needed. It fit into my schedule. And the first day I was just really hooked. And from then on out, I did everything that I could to pour myself into the craft of photography and to understand and learn light and what else I needed to do to be the best photographer that I could be, because I loved it so very much. I found that photography became a way for me to gain more confidence in who I am, and it helped me share my voice and speak my truth, right? So let's look at telling your story. When I look at telling stories, I look at, what do we see throughout the day? So like, what does your day look like? What is happening in your neighborhood? What's happening at home? Notice. So we're going to start noticing the light that fills the spaces you're in. Maybe this is tapping into a creative skill that you haven't yet noticed or used, but let's start noticing and seeing the magic and beauty in light. So let's start by observing natural light. So that means light from the sun, indoor and outdoor. Notice the way the light highlights people and objects. And you're going to see that a lot in my work, because I even call myself a warrior of light. I love light. Light to me is love. And I don't know if that sounds corny, but for me, that's light is life. Light is love. Our source of light is the sun. And I just feel so loved by the sun, even when life feels like it's too much to bear. If I can just pause, if we can just pause and feel that beautiful light from the sun, or look up and pause and see the clouds, right? Watch the clouds moving by, listen to the birds, like life's still moving forward, and there's still love that surrounds us. So I think that for me, observing light has become a really beautiful part of my life, and I feel really thankful for it. So we also want to notice the shadows, right? Do you like what you see? Is there a pattern? Sometimes you'll see, let's just say if you have some curtains in your room and there happen to be lace, and then the light is flowing in through your window, and the pattern of the curtain is on the floor, it's on the walls, and it really brings a certain kind of emotion into the space. I want you to notice that, and notice how it makes you feel. Notice if it's something that you'd like to capture. notice the in-between moments of life. So this image here was taken in Paris, in France, and it was really special. I had the opportunity to go, and I literally was talking with a friend. I turned around, I saw this image, and I snapped it. So we are going to talk about, you know, some of the rules of photography. But I want you to remember that I am the kind of photographer that I understand the rules, but I work with my intuition. So I am tapping into my heart. I am tapping into my intuition, and I am just capturing what I see when I see it. I'm not thinking about, you know, the lines and the colors, and I'm just saying, does this move me? And it says yes, and I photograph it, right? So I work a lot with my intuition, but then taking a step back from that, I look at this image, and to me, it just gives me hope, because this person is going somewhere. They have a book in their hand, they're dressed up, they have, you know, a suit, they mean business, they're headed in a very special direction. I am hopeful for them. And to me, it just shows the importance of education. And this, every image can mean something different to anybody looking at it, but to me, this is what it means. So we're going to look at examples of portraits and landscapes and details. And if I were to hire you to come work with me, and I would say, okay, here's one thing I want to make sure that you remember. I would say a key rule to portraits is to remember to avoid cropping at the joints. Just, you know, and we want to be sensitive, because some people, you know, have lost a limb, right? Like a leg or a foot or a hand. And in those instances, there have been many photographers to work on stories like that. And you want to keep that. You want to keep that space in the photo. Or if you're going to crop, you want to crop with intention, which means you understand that this is what you're cropping. But typically, I like to see either the person's whole outfit, including their shoes, and their hands, because I feel like feet and hands really hold so much emotion, or, you know, intentionally crop up. And we're going to look at that some more in the slides to come. So before we do that, let's take the next 5 to 10 minutes and just share about who you are. But first, let me take a selfie. Just kidding. First, what's your favorite color M&M? And I'm just gonna quickly, I'm gonna quickly say that my favorite color M&M, you know, based off of like our conversation that we just had, I'm gonna, of course, go with yellow, because it reminds me of the sunshine. It reminds me of love. It reminds me of beauty. And so I vote for yellow. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Paula, what's your favorite color M&M?
Mine? Oh, I just saw that Sarah wrote in the chat as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't see
Sarah
the
wrote.
chat.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you what she says. She says
Thank
hers is
you.
red. And I'm gonna share about mine, and then maybe Sarah, you can talk a little bit about why yours is red, okay? Mine is blue or green, and I always go for blue or green. Those are my two favorite colors. It's really difficult for me to choose between blue and green, because I feel like they're just like so connected, because they're represent nature for me. Blue is more like looking up at the sky, and then green is more like recognizing the power of the greenness of the earth, and how green itself is like life, because when the trees are plush and green, it just feels like an abundance of life to me.
Love that.
So yeah, I'm gonna go for blue and green. So I can't choose one, but I'll take both.
Yes.
And then, so Sarah, do you want to talk a little bit about red?
I choose red because red, one, is my favorite color.
And so I just feel like red is more of a sign of of like love, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sign of like strong and bright and very passion. That's how I feel like red is to me, because red is like literally all I wear. Red,
Ooh.
pink, and white, you know, like, so I really like red.
I love that. I agree.
Yeah. It matches your personality too. I like
And
that.
even with the flavor, like the flavor be good. It's like sometimes red be like cherry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yes. I love wearing red too, because I feel like it matches my passion,
Yeah.
right? Yep. And I especially love wearing red lipstick. You too,
Forget about it.
Sierra?
It's a statement. I'm all about
Yes.
makeup, so it's a statement.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
All right. So Elgin, do you want to, I think I know your answer already, but Elgin, maybe you want to share yours?
Oh yes. It's the same color as it. Yeah, it's red.
Red? All right.
What's your reason for red?
Cause that's my favorite color as well, and I feel like red can mean a whole lot of things other than like love and like passion. It can mean hate, it can mean um anger, and I just like the way red looks, and it's like the color of our blood. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember you talking last week about red, and you were talking about it being like a bloody, like about the color of blood. I think you wrote about it on the Padlet for one of your photographs that you took too. So cool. And it's the Heat, right? The Miami Heats. You like Miami Heats, don't you? Do you still like
yes,
Heats? Yes.
I mean a little bit, but not as much as before when LeBron was on it. But I still do like that.
Well, you know that Judith is in Florida.
Oh,
Yeah. Cool.
Elgin, I'm appreciating how like well-rounded that answer was. You're like really speaking to the full range of the red experience in some ways.
Yes.
Appreciating like the darks and the lights.
Yes.
I agree. I agree. I love that red encompasses both love and hate, right? Both anger and joy. Mm-hmm.
yes.
Beautiful. Did either one of you want to share a little bit about your story? I know I shared a lot about mine.
There's not a lot to share. I don't really do a lot in a day since just like COVID and everything. I just probably would watch a movie or like I like watching anime, so
Yeah.
and I
Ghost
love
in the Shell.
I watched the movie. I didn't really like the anime, but the movie was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And I like playing video games.
Yes, me too.
I can say the same. I like playing games too. But
Yeah.
right now in my life, I'm trying to so I am like a little bit practicing tattooing. So I've been tattooing people for a minute now, and I'm just trying to work my way up to save money so I could be able to open up my own clothing line and other stuff, like my own brand and stuff. So that's just like my life work right now, and it's gonna be my life work. So that's all I can
Beautiful.
say.
Beautiful. And is there like a specific style to your clothing line?
Yes. My clothing line, where I'm aiming at for right now, is I'm aiming to have a clothing line open to big body women. So that
Beautiful.
means 3X, 4X, all the way up to whatever size you are. I just want to make every woman, no matter what size or what figure you have, I want every woman to feel like they're beautiful and they can be sexy and casual in any of their ways. And yeah, because I'm a big body person myself and my mom. So it's like, I see my mom struggle a lot when I'm trying to find things to wear. You know, she'll be insecure. And it's like me, I'm the opposite. I could wear anything and not care at all. So yeah. I've been in the making of making clothes and stuff like that while tattooing and trying to like do school and stuff. I'm trying to graduate, and yeah, I'm trying to go to college in London.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very
cheering
excited.
you guys on. Yes, I love that. That makes me really happy to hear that.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Especially to go to Paula. You already know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she wants to go to St. Martin's in London. And also Sarah's designs are really, I like the idea of what she wants to make women feel good and
absolutely
be confident. And she really focuses a lot on lingerie wear.
Yeah, I have a whole book full of like body sketches and outfits and
wow,
literally like 100 different designs from my head.
Wow, I love that. Oh my goodness, keep that passion, right?
I know. I have this passion been going on since I was 5 years old. You know, I've been into fashion since I was 5. So my godmother is a fashion person. You know, she does runway, she does a blog. So I look up to her a lot. And yeah, my sisters are artists as well, so I look up to her too. And I just have different points of views of what art is and what different types of arts and how people feel about certain images and things like that.
Beautiful. I love that. And where's home for you in New York City? Like what borough?
I'm in Brooklyn right now, Bushwick.
Nice. Bushwick.
So,
all right.
Yes, I'm by like literally almost all the stores and everything. So I'm close to everything.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're neighbors. I'm in Bed-Stuy.
Oh, wow. Not that far.
Yeah, you guys. Sarah, which street are you on again? I remember.
I am on Himrod.
Hemlock.
Nice.
So, are you closer to like Bed-Stuy side, or is that deeper like towards the Queen side?
No, Bed-Stuy is close to me.
Oh, okay, good.
So it's not that far. It's like maybe like 10, 15 minutes away.
Oh, good. You guys can walk to each other.
Totally. I bike by your neighbor. I bike right through your neighborhood on my way to work.
Oh, wow.
I don't mean to like divert from the conversation, but Allison and Sarah, I've been trying to get you guys to meet each other since last December when we were doing the textile dye-in workshop, and you guys are gonna have another conversation about that because you guys need to hook up.
Oh my God. Okay, Sierra, I have heard about you. Now
yeah,
this is
I have
connecting.
heard as well.
It just dawned on me, like, yeah, I've been trying to get you guys together for ages.
Yes.
That's great. Well, we should definitely connect, but I'm aware that we have so much to get to today with Judith. So Judith, do you want to keep on with the next part of your lesson?
One last question I had for Elgin. I just wanted to ask Elgin what borough he's in.
Manhattan. Lower East Side. Yes.
Lower East Side?
Yes.
Yes. I used to when I first started photography, that was my spot. I would walk around the Lower East Side with my friends. That's like 20 years ago. No, 17 years ago.
There's a lot of people over here. Good scenery to take pictures.
I love the Lower East Side. Yes. There's so many artists, just like such beautiful graffiti on the walls and just so much to capture for sure.
I agree.
Okay, here we go. Let's keep it moving here. So here we have day 1 intro to color and composition. And this was a a cafe that we went to in Paris, and I asked if I could capture the owner next to her beautiful shop, and this is what I captured. And let's see. I want you guys to take a good look at this image and think about how does color change the composition of this image? Do you notice anything different?
The light in the background is making the floor lighter or darker.
Okay.
I'm a little
I'm gonna
blind, so I don't know what color it changed to.
Okay.
What did you notice change? Which one did you see the change in? Where did you see the color changing?
Can I see the original photo?
Yes. Let's go to the, well, this is actually the original photo. Here's
That's
another
the color.
look.
What's different? Do you guys notice? What's the difference?
I don't see any. The chair. I
Ah,
think it wasn't in the first picture.
all right.
Here we go to the
so
first
there is
picture.
definitely. Yeah, let's go back to the first one. There it is again.
Okay,
Is that
so
a towel
it went
on the
from
chair?
purple to pink,
Mhm.
Yes.
and I don't remember the first color of the towel. I think it was red or something.
Interesting. Sarah, you were saying something. What were you saying about the towel?
I'm saying is that's a towel, right? Or am I wrong?
It is a towel, right? It's a rag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's probably a scarf.
I also think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe all the pink tones in the original photo turned into a darker shade in the other photo.
Mm.
You know, that's interesting because the only change I made here, which was the change Paula asked me to make, was in the towel. So it's interesting, in the scarf. It's interesting that all the other shades look different too because of the change in the scarf, right?
Yeah, it looks darker.
Yeah.
The stripes on her dress looks darker, I believe.
It gives it an additional pop.
Yeah. Like my eyes go straight towards there.
And this is the original image, and it's a portrait of the chef and owner of at her French cafe. Okay, here we go. We're going to move into the next image. So this is Havana, Cuba. And this would be considered a landscape. So it's basically, you know, a landscape in photography can be portrait wise, and it can also be horizontal. So it can be vertical or it can be horizontal. And in this case, I chose horizontal to really give a clear feeling of what the street looked like and all the colors of the buildings, and just include as much as I could in this image. And here is a detail, and underneath I say, name that fruit. Do you guys, have you guys ever seen this fruit?
Quenepa.
Quenepa.
I love them.
Yes.
How do
So
you say it in
quenepa
Brazil
from where?
again?
Brazil, I actually don't know. I have to ask my family. But in Cuba, they call it a limoncillo.
Yes.
Quenepa, where is that from? Quenepa?
That's from PR, I believe.
Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. Elgin, have you seen this fruit before?
No, I haven't.
No. Okay. Okay. How about in Jamaica, Paula? What do they call it?
So in Jamaica, they call it like an English version of quenepas, which is guinea. It's spelled the way it would be spelled in Puerto Rico, but we just say it
okay
differently.
Yeah, guinea.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it's interesting, right? And it's I had last week a conversation with a taxi driver from not Colombia. I'm trying to remember what. Yeah, Colombia. Is that where Messi is from? Lionel Messi? Messi's from Colombia, right? So yeah, and he was like, yeah, we call it something completely different. And he's like, I have people from in my family from like 5 different South American countries, and we all call it different names, but we all have the same fruit in our culture. So it's a really interesting thing.
Love it. Now, from my perspective, for me, capturing this.
Argentina.
Oh, Messi's from Argentina. Yes, that's where he's from. Yeah, because we were talking about Messi.
So for me, this photo was just like in the moment, you know, she opened it up and was showing me, I had never seen it before. I'd never seen this fruit before. And she was showing me what it looked like. And, you know, taking a step back from the moment, looking at the colors and the way they pop. We're going to look at that on another slide as well, but how it all just works together. The way she's holding her hands, the emotion in her hands, the shadow, the light, where the light is hitting in the image, and, you know, this glossy little fruit that just looks delicious, and my mouth is watering as I talk about it.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, it actually, when I had this in Cuba, it was more like sour. So it was like a sour, sweet kind of flavor, right?
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Paula?
Yeah, I was gonna quiz these guys on the color relationship that's there, because I know you guys know a little bit about color relationship. What color relationships do you see in the photograph?
The red. The
Red
red
and
the red and
repeat.
the red and the green. The red nail polish, and then the green shell.
Yes. And those are what do we call them? Do you remember?
Complementary colors.
Yes. So
nice.
Very good. Nice. I love her hands, how the story, like there's so much I think her hands are just telling a narrative. They are also like the lines on her hands, and even the fingernails are telling their own story in this picture too. Sarah, did you want to add anything to this photograph?
I had a call coming in, so it kind of cut me off. So I didn't know what I missed.
All right.
Just talking about like the color relationship in the image, like the different colors and how it attracts your eye, and then the shadow and the light, the emotion of her hands. So I think Paula was just wondering if you had any thoughts about the color relationships or like the different colors here, if anything calls to you.
So I can't see the picture.
Oh, you can't. Oh no.
Yeah,
we're still on the Kenepa.
We are? Okay, I don't know what's going on with my screen, but I see white.
Oh, bummer.
Fix itself.
Sierra, if you pin, you're on a smartphone on Zoom. If you pinch the screen, it should zoom out.
Oh yes, yes, got it.
Yay! Thank you, Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
I got it. So can I see the original photo and the
this is the original.
Okay. And is there a color one?
This is the original. This is the only one. We didn't tweak this one.
This is the one that's the color version. And Elgin talked a little bit about the red and green color relationships there. But we were wondering if you wanted to add anything about story or.
So, my boyfriend has a Canon camera, so when I use his camera sometimes to take pictures, I make sure the back is blurred out.
Yes.
And I have my
Nice.
focus on one thing specifically, either the face or the body. But this for the
Nice.
focus is the canepa and her tips on her hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Beautiful. I like that you recognize that and that you saw that, because it's definitely adds to the style of somebody's the way that they capture life, right? Their depth of field, and do you want everything to be in focus? Do you want one specific part of the image to be in focus? And that really dictates where your eyes are going and what you're understanding about the story you're looking at. So here is another image from Cuba. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to spend a little time exploring. So this is a full body portrait, right? In this instance, I was literally walking down the street in Havana with a friend of mine, and we're going to talk a little bit about this later on too, which is this idea of tapping into our intuition. So typically when I'm walking and have my camera in hands and I'm really getting a sense for a place and I'm just capturing it, capturing what I see, I really ask that it's more of like a silent walk so that I can tap into my intuition, so I can use my senses to feel out what's going on and get a sense of like what is calling to me. For me, I have to like stay quiet to do that, so that is a practice that I have. And so I turned my head, we're walking down Havana, just getting a sense of space there. And I turned my head and I see this young man sitting there down this alleyway. And I just locked eyes with him and kind of asked if I could capture him with, holding my camera, smiling, and just eye to eye contact. And he gave me the okay. And I captured this photo. But I think that it definitely brought up this feeling of intimidation because of the way he's sitting, because he looks like, he looks intimidating. And so you're not sure if he really wanted the photo to be captured, but I think he has a little bit of a smile on his face. He's kind of throwing up a peace sign, and it just gave me the sense of like relaxation and that I could capture him. But Paula's going to walk us through exploring how color and light leads the viewer's eye in this composition.
So yes, so again, this one has similar color relationship in a way to the one that was before, but the colors are not as saturated as the green and red that we saw in the previous photograph, right? Elgin, you're probably more equipped, but I know Sierra's really good with colors and mixing. Do you guys see the color relationships that's happening here again with the pinkish kind of the t-shirt? Go ahead.
With the aqua?
Yes.
Blue are color relations? I didn't know that.
It's like so because this blue is more like of a green aqua kind of blue, it works with that pink, which is like a magenta.
Oh yeah, it definitely goes together. It looks nice together.
Yes. So they would be more like, when we're looking at, and we're going to look at a color wheel later, they'll be more like split complementary colors. Actually, no, not split complementary, but they're more like tints. So for instance, pink, right? Sarah, you were saying how pink and red are connected, right? Because you add white to pink to red to make it pink. In the same way, if you get the right blue and you add a little white to it, then you'll get this light bluish green that's on his pants, and even the green that's on the wall to the left of the right of the composition, right? You see that little touch of green over there? Mm-hmm. And also think about on the wall. Yeah, do you see it?
Yeah. And you could tell too from the tiles and underneath his foot, you could see the shine.
The light shining there, right?
Yes.
The color reflected a little bit. So we're going to talk also about the tiles in a sec, but I love the way that in this composition, there are lots of colors that are kind of informing the way your eyes move through it. Even that green rope that's on the left wall coming down with a little pink thing. I'm not sure what's in the utility box there. Right, you see that little pink light there, the green wire coming down leading to his foot. And then we're talking a little bit more about leading lines, because in this composition, you guys see there's a lot of linear movement, right? A lot of lines that are directing us all the way to the back of the composition. So these are called leading lines. Okay, and leading lines, you can use them. I think we touched on it last week, but you can use leading lines to move your viewer's eye through your composition, right? So when you look at this one, where do you guys start? Do you start with, do you start with the left side of the composition, the right? Where do you think you look at when you first saw this picture? Where did your eyes go to first?
Way in the back.
Where in the back?
Where the light is shining brightest.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would look at the person sitting on a chair.
Got it. For you, Sarah, is the same? Do you feel like, do you remember starting when you looked at it first?
I looked at the wall that he's by.
Yeah.
To see if I could find a different color that's popping out. Like, for example, the red and that pink, I don't know what that is on the wall, but that's what I first seen when I opened the picture.
Yeah. I feel like my reaction was similar to yours, because I feel like that the t-shirt hanging over his shoulder really drew me there, right? It dominated the composition, but it also really led me down to his hands and to his legs going in into the color of the turquoise of his pants. And then talking about leading lines, his leg going down to the floor with his flip-flops and leading me over to the right side of to the other side of the wall, really, where the green is. That kind of balance. But also, once I was down on the floor, the tiles, like you mentioned before, Sarah, led my eyes all the way to the back of the composition. And I was able to see that this person is also wearing a red, right? So that red right there, and then immediately, it's like split second from that person to the light, because that light is really like bright. But I love that it doesn't overwhelm and it doesn't dominate the composition, because there's so much before it. There's so much that interesting and complicated things building up a composition before. And so in this one, there's definitely really a use of complementary colors again, but mostly tints of complementary colors, right? With the white and the pink of the t-shirt and the aqua color of the pants. But also the other thing that leads me through this composition is the leading lines that are going all the way to the back to where the light is. If you even look at the thing that he's got his leg on in the left side of the composition, that's leading you. There's a like perspective line. Everything is going back. And if you were to imagine where those lines would connect, for me, if I were to imagine where they connect, it doesn't connect necessarily where the light is, it connects where that person is right there. They all kind of converge where that person is in the, and this is 1 point perspective. We don't talk a lot about perspective in this unit, but this is definitely a 1 point perspective, because there's one point in the composition where all the lines seem to converge. And that would be like right by maybe like the elbow of the person in the back there, or maybe even up to the knee or the bottom of the hand of the left hand of the person in the back in the red. So yeah, these are all elements that you can put together to make really good composition. And here in one photograph, they're all coming together, which is really a powerful statement that you can do that in one picture and make it work.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go to the next photo.
And wait, one more thing is, as you guys see, as Judith go through the rest of them, I want you guys to look out for all those things in the rest of the pictures, because Judith made the slide where you'll see them. You're going to see them repeating, okay? So keep your mind thinking about complementary colors, how that's working, or how the colors leading you through the composition, leading lines that are happening. And then she's going to talk about like the other tips and more things, okay? So just build on your knowledge as you go through the slides.
So this here would be considered a candid portrait in my eyes, because he is aware that I'm here, or half body candid portrait. He's aware that I'm there, but it's really candid. He's, you know, doing his own thing. We are actually, I don't know if you guys knew this, but pre-COVID, there was a Chanel show in Cuba, and it was in the Strip. I can't remember the name of the Strip right now, but this is where we're at right now. We're on the Strip. It's a little park in the middle of Havana, and it's where people kind of gather to walk with their families and friends, and there's some beautiful trees there. You know, this person was there watching their friends skateboard. This person may be a skateboarder, especially with this, you know, for me, I found that Cuba had a lot of fashion statements happening. And so this shirt that this person is wearing is actually a skate company. So anyhow, just aside from that, when I'm thinking about photography and the style of photography that I do, like I had said earlier today, it's a lot about tapping into my intuition and capturing images that I love. So what I do is I listen carefully and I tune into my heart. I tap into my intuition, and some of the things that help me do that is continuing to build on my confidence, right? And so what helps me build on my confidence is committing to myself, daily practices. So for me, what I found that works is meditation, a daily meditation practice, and self-care. Helps me tune in, eating healthy, leading healthy, happy lifestyle, doing things that I absolutely love, treating myself with love and respect, and really listening into like what brings joy and excitement into my life, and making time to do those things as well. So when I'm, like we talked about, when I'm getting a feel for a place, I really love to walk around almost like a silent meditation, just feeling into it with all my senses. So listening in, using my eyes to see what's happening around me, even using my sense of smell, right? To like just smell into like, what does this feel like, right? To be here. What is the experience, and how can I share that with my camera? So actually, a little as a side note, what I did with Cuba, because I've always wanted to go to Cuba. My dad had always wanted to go too. And as a photographer, I really look forward to going. So once I found out that I could go and that I was going, I brought a tape recorder, I brought my camera, I brought a film camera, a digital camera, and I was really this like one woman show, capturing everything in the best way that I knew how, so that then I can put together, and I did put together a video on Cuba, which can be found on my website, with the sounds of Cuba, with some video footage that I took with my digital camera. And just, you know, for me, it was all about connecting with the people there and having this experience with locals and with my friend that went with me, and just doing my best to capture the beauty that I was experiencing to share with my audience. So I breathe it all in, I listen with my ears, I see with my eyes, and I feel into it all with my heart. And then I just capture what moves me. Anything that calls my attention, I'm looking out for beautiful light, beautiful people, moments, details. I love, absolutely love to capture the beauty of life. So here we go. So here's a technique for composition, and it's called the rule of thirds. And so I've mapped it out here for you guys with a grid. And the cool thing is we're gonna look at this, I believe, in our day 2 of this workshop. I'm going to show you how you can use this grid on your cell phones to capture images and really think about, composition, especially when you're with details, right? With subjects like plants or shoes or hands, and you have a little bit more time to capture it. So you want to divide the frame into 9 equal rectangles, which we have here, 3 across, 3 down, and you're placing the most important element of the scene along one or more of these lines where the lines intersect. So when we look at this image, we see, his look, he's staring in the intersection, towards the intersection of these 2 lines here. That's what calls to me in this image. He's kind of off to the side. The main part is, for me, is his look. And then you see, I don't know, Paula, did you want to add anything to that?
No, I think you did a really good job. Do you guys, Elgin and Sarah, do you guys see other compositional elements at play that you want to highlight in this photograph?
I see a reddish bag on the floor,
Yes.
and then the green car in the background.
Yes. Nice.
I don't see much I could say. I can see the car, and like I said, the other pictures are how it's blurred out.
The car is blurry in the background. Yep.
But it's still there, right?
Yeah.
It's still part of the image.
Yes. And I appreciate that Elgin talked about the connection between the red and green again, right? The complementary colors moving you diagonally through that composition, and his body is also diagonally moving you through the composition as well.
Yep. And we also have the colors in his tattoos too, right?
Yep. Nice.
Okay, so here we go. So now we're going to look at techniques, another technique for composition, which is something that I know Paula has been talking with you guys about, color combinations, right? So colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel are said to be complementary colors. As photographers, we can look for scenes that incorporate complementary colors as a way of creating attractive and striking compositions. So like Elgin had said, here we have, for me, this looks like coral. I know everybody sees color in a different way. So I want to respect that. But so this is kind of like the coral is definitely of the pink and red family. Then we have the green of the limoncillo or quenepa or ganep, right? And then the blue of her shirt and the beautiful brown tone of her skin. And that all kind of complements each other, right, Paula?
Yeah, so those really work very well together, because the brown that's in the pot of the guinep is actually more of an orange. And if you can see how Judith put this wheel, the color wheel there, it's in that orangey kind of family. And it's literally right across from the blue that's beautiful saturated blue that's in the background for her dress, right? So you can see that complementary relationship is happening as well. And I think also in a similar way, I should say, that the coral, because the coral is not a fully saturated red, right? It's a tint of a red, but that is opposite that green, and look at the green that's in the shell of the guinea in comparison to the green that's in the coral, it's just really like literally across the color wheel from there as well. So it's two different complementary color relationship, but they're behaving in the very same way. They're like exactly behaving in the same way and juxtaposed in the same way, right? So I really appreciate the intelligence. And it's so amazing to me, Judith, that you can like on the spot, like make these kind of intelligent decisions to
Thank
take
you.
like this photograph, like there, okay, I see it, I'm gonna take it. You don't even think about it, right?
And I think that's the beauty of tapping into our intuition.
Yeah.
And it's what I really love. Like, it could have been a planned shoot, but it wasn't. Like, we literally just walked into it was, it's not a street fair, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's like a little,
was it like
farmer's market.
Open market, like an open market?
Yeah, like an open market. And we happened to just come across it, and looking at all of the different fruits and vegetables and herbs and spices that they're selling, we came across this woman, and boom, here's a photo. And that's one of the things that I really love about photography is how serendipitous it is in many ways, right? How you can discover different details after you capture the photo, but just feeling it is definitely part of the passion for me.
Yeah.
That excitement of feeling into the image. So here we go, moving into Jamaica. So this is Bull Bay, Jamaica. Yes. Oh my gosh, what an incredible experience. And so this is a half body portrait right over here. And I would even call it like a lifestyle portrait, because what I did was I saw this mountain, and I'm there capturing the surfers and local skaters in the area. I see this mountain and I say, Iva, I'm pretty sure this is Iva. So Iva, come to this mountain with me. Can you zip her up and get ready for surfing right there? And so then he just does his own thing. And and this is what I captured. He's getting ready to go surfing. And then we have a full body lifestyle candid, which is a similar thing. I saw the light. I love the shadow in the light that was happening next to their home. And I said, can I capture an image of you here? And so this is what happened there. And then this environmental detail and landscape is an image of what it looks like to go from their home out to the sea. And, this is just kind of like setting up it gives you a sense of the story, right? This is a feel for the place that you're in. So we're capturing portraits, and this is what we're going to do for homework too, which I'll review with you guys. We're capturing portraits, we're capturing details, we're capturing a sense of space with landscapes, and just really getting a sense of where are we and who are these people we're capturing, whether it's a selfie or other people in your environment, in your neighborhood. We're telling a story, right? This is my story of what it felt like to be in Jamaica with the Jamaican surfers and being part of their community for the time that I was there.
And I want to just to add on to the idea of the way you created the narrative, the way you develop that story. And I think sometimes when we hear the word story or narrative, we think of it on writing or more of like a technical term. But I think it's important to highlight that you can create narratives without words very easily and very simply, and sometimes even for some people more so than for writing, right? And there's no doubt that there's a story here. This guy, he's a cool dude. He has access to this beach, and he's not too hot, and he loves to surf. He's going surfing, and he's in this beautiful surrounding, and he looks like he's just in paradise. And you can tell that he's living good, you know? And there is a story, and anybody can read more into that story. The story could be even more developed. It could be more can be added on. But what's beautiful and what photography does is that it leaves a lot to the imagination. And so each person can connect to it in their own way. Right. So in thinking about the idea of creating narratives, and we've been talking about narratives and storytelling through visual arts, you know, over the last week, just think about the idea that the story doesn't have to be words. It just can be a feeling, a connection. It could be the shadow. It could be this guy, just the beauty of this figure that's standing there, right? It could be the shadows that are on the wall that's creating a pattern, the shadow on the floor that's reflected from the gate, and then the same thing with the shadow that's coming from the mountains, or even the shadows that are reflected on his wetsuit. So that alone could be the story. So don't overthink the idea of story too much, or don't think about it in a narrow way. Think about it in a more broad way.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I want you to elaborate on that too as we go forward, right? To make it really clear about how the narratives kind of develop in your work.
Well, I think sometimes the challenge is even like going into your own story, right? And seeing it with fresh eyes, and being able to capture what you see around you with the sense of like a new perspective. I want to say magic, but I'll also include new perspective with fresh eyes, with emotion, with like Paula said, you don't always have to use your words. You can also use visuals to be able to tell a story. I'm going to move on to the next images so that we can stay within time. And there's so much I want to share, so I want to make sure we get there. So cropping and connecting. So we talked about this key rule of being aware and intentional of, you know, where you're cropping, including the joints, right? So when I'm saying try not to avoid cropping at the joints, I'm saying, you know, let's if you're going to crop right here, whereas like let's say somebody's hand, try not to crop at the wrist, but crop a little bit further up, so you know, so that you're not cropping at the joints, or include the hand, right? Because hands have, or like the knees, if you're going to crop at the knees, I would say avoid cropping at the knees, go a little bit lower or a little bit higher, so that we're not cropping at the joints. Same thing with the feet, either crop higher than above the ankles or include the feet, right? So this was a portrait in Cuba where I saw this moment. We were in a cab heading from, I believe, Varadero to Havana, and I saw this person in a cart, and I just was like, it was the shared cab, and I was like, everybody, can we please stop for a moment? I really would love to capture this moment. Thankfully, everybody agreed. They allowed me to get out of the car, and I connected briefly with this person. I do speak Spanish, but I also use, you know, my eye connection, eye to eye. I start with a huge smile on my face, because I think that the joy that I feel about capturing people and details and space really brings me so much joy that my smile is wide. And sometimes I receive a no, and that's okay. I want to respect, you know, people and their, you know, their decision to not be photographed. But thankfully, I also receive a lot of yeses, and I'm so very thankful for all the yeses I receive. And so we started here. We started with this wide image of everything, right? So I capture everything. This is what it felt like. Then I went here, and I went a little closer in. That might have been the third image actually. And this is 2. 2 is closer in. I'm connected with my subject. This person is my subject. I'm connected with them eye to eye. This person is looking right into the camera, connecting right with me. This is their story. Wad of cash in their hands, you know, a gentle hand on the arm, eye to eye connection. To me, this person just looked so surreal. I love the fashion in Cuba. The jacket around their arms just looked like a cape to me. This silver hat was just like, where are they coming from? Who is this, right? Then you look in a little closer and you see the lines of the horse's ribs match the lines in the homes around, you know, you see the color pop. But for me, it's really all about, you see the shadow, you see the light. But for me, it's really about wanting to know who this person is. And I could feel that there was like a story to tell. Wish I had more time with them, but this is what I captured. And I just want to ask, does anybody have any questions so far? No
No.
questions? Okay. Ciara, any questions?
No.
No, okay. So let's keep going. So then we're moving into Paris here. So we have an environmental candid. This was the first image I captured. This person called to me, you know, they're probably, I'm guessing, on their lunch break or their 5-minute break from work. He's smoking a cigarette, checking out his, you know, the text messages on their phone. And then I get it from different angles. And this is something we're going to talk about too. Capture the image you see first, right? Then going closer, take it back and see if there are other angles. So this is another angle. This is the same from a different perspective. We went from, you know, I went from capturing him straight on to, wait, I think there's a little bit of a delay. It's coming up. Do you sitting on the side?
Weird a little bit. It is being a
Okay,
little weird.
so sitting on the
Okay.
side, have a full body portrait.
Delay again.
So then we have a full body portrait. The person stands up, right? So here we're talking about, we're in Paris, France. I do not speak French. I wish I did because I think it's such a beautiful language, but I don't speak French. Thankfully, some people in Paris speak English. And so we're really talking about using body language. So eye to eye contact, huge smile on my face, you know, welcoming, inviting, excited, and showing that I have a camera. Can I, right? Can I capture you? And so then it's like a yes or a no. So I follow that. And then this was probably the final image right here, halfway portrait, where we see their eyes, we see the polo stamp matches the door, which is a special little detail. And just like, you know, I love when people can be themselves in front of the camera. That is always a challenge for me. I capture weddings and lifestyle work, and the challenge is to help the people that I'm capturing really feel like themselves and just shake out all the tension and any concerns they may have, and just allow me to capture what I see as it happens, and just to feel comfortable in front of the camera. These are not models. These are just everyday people, and I'm capturing it, right? So, am I frozen?
Not now. It's okay now.
Was that clear? Okay. Okay, now did you guys hear what I said? These are everyday people, and I'm capturing everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we're getting it from different angles. We're trying different, I feel like I might be, okay. We're trying it from different angles. We're capturing the first image we see, the first image that calls us, and then seeing if there's another perspective, if there's a different crop. Do we want to go in closer? Do we want to move further away? Next 5 to 10 minutes to evaluate the space that you're in.
Okay, Judith, we missed you for a split second there.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to start? Yeah, you're looking at the blue one now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, now you can start now. We can see it.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, perfect. So let's really quickly, I just want to make sure everybody caught what I was saying, because I know it was freezing a little bit. From the slide prior, does everybody understand the idea of getting it from different angles?
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, good. So we're going to capture the first thing that calls to you, and then we're going to try it from different angles, or step in closer or take a step back, right?
So we supposed to take pictures like I'm asking Paula, like,
Yeah,
and that's it. It says take pictures with the ambient light on and then off.
right. It says it here too, right, Judith? Don't you have it written here
Yeah,
somewhere?
Ambient
I
light
have
is
it written
on
here.
sunlight.
Say that again, Elgin. You have a question about what the ambient light is?
Yes, I thought it was sunlight.
That's right.
Yes, so that's right.
Off.
So we have
Right.
natural light is from the sun. That's our natural source of light, right?
Yes.
Then we have ambient light, or some people call that available light. So that can be from natural light from the sun, or it can be from artificial light. So natural light is from the sun, and then ambient from or any other available light source.
So whatever light source is available. So
Yeah.
for instance, if you had candles on, right, it would be, you
Yes.
could, and sometimes like in this particular picture, you don't see it, but in one of the other photographs, the one for the Google poll, from one of Judith's photograph inside pictures, there was a play of natural light and candlelights, and there was some other kind of artificial light. So sometimes all three of them come together in a space, and she's going to go over that when she sees us again on Wednesday. But right now, she just wants you to play around with the ones that you have available. Turn off the artificial light. Take one with artificial light if it's there, whatever available light, ambient light is there. Take a picture with that. Then if you have any source light that you added, candlelight or lamps or even flash, turn that off. So play around with it in all the different ways that it's listed. She has them listed here, but I also listed them on the worksheet too. So there's like 6 different ways that you can play around with it, I think. Suggestions, basically.
Also, I'd like to remind you guys that, you can really use, you can use self.
Wait. Repeat, Judith, you're breaking up. So if you can repeat, that would be good.
You can capture hands, you can capture a plant,
Okay.
or not.
Oh, she's breaking up again, but I think she's going over the kind of things.
Sorry, it froze.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say, and I apologize for the internet stability.
Yeah.
Oh, is it working?
Yes, now we can hear you clearly.
Okay, so you can work with selfies if you'd like. You can work with objects like shoes. You can work with plants. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We can work with books. So whatever you feel most comfortable with.
Makes sense, Elgin? You can give us a thumbs up if you. I'm not sure what's happening. The sound is off. I think he's off taking his pictures.
He gave us a little heart.
A little
Okay,
heart.
good, good.
Okay.
All right, good.
Yay.
Sarah,
Ciara,
are you okay? Are you good to go, Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna take some photos to show Judith right now. When you take your pictures, we should put them on Padlet, right, Judith? So you can see.
so that we can review them together. Exactly.
And the link for the Padlet, I can drop it in the chat if you don't have access to it on your worksheet. Can you access it on your worksheet, Sarah? Or should I put it in the chat? I'll put it in the chat anyway. I'll tell you when, just refreshing it to make sure it's updated. Okay, so here's the link to the class Padlet, right? So once you're done taking your pictures, you can put them there. Your name is there, and I'm certain that I invited you already to the Padlet, but you can, if it asks you for invitation, let me know. And we are gonna reconvene in about at 11:50, Judith? Okay, so yeah, 11:50, unless you come back and tell us you're ready before. Keep an eye on the Padlet.
On the time. Okay, I'll keep an eye on the Padlet, right?
Yeah, because we can kind of see when they put stuff there.
Yay.
Paula, are you going to share some, sorry.
Yeah, I can
Is there
share
an echo?
screen now. Do you want me to share screen so we can all look at the Padlet at the same time? Is that what
Sorry,
you-
I meant, are you going
that's
to
a great
share
idea.
a song with us while
Yes.
we are on break?
Here, I will do that. Let's share a song. Let's see, what do we want to hear? What do we want to hear? We have, I think, well, I don't know if I overplayed Colors. Do you guys want to hear the Ice-T version of Colors? When was the last time we heard that?
Yes.
Ice-T. It's from the 80s, I think. I don't know. When he was still being a rapper.
Need Simply Unlimited, our most affordable plan for unlimited data.
Yo, let's do this.
And I'm not gonna share the screen for the video because there's not really a video, but I'm gonna share a screen and she'll put up the Padlet so we can all see, okay?
Judith, you might need to unshare your screen so that Paula can.
Got it. Unless Judith, you have access to Padlet, so you can pull up Padlet for us. Do you want to do it that way?
Wondering. Yeah, sure. I'm just wondering how am I?
Oh, you're breaking up a little.
Yeah. Sure.
Let me know if you want to, if you want me to do it. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I think it might be better for you to do it.
Okay, I'll do it.
Walking, psychopath talking, king of my jungle, just a gangster stalking, living life like a fire. Quick as my fuse, then dead as a death, back the colors.
I just finished taking 4 pictures.
You did? Okay, well, look at, I'm gonna do the Padlet now. Oh, here we go. Ooh, look at that one. Can you see them, Judith?
No.
Can you see my video, my screen?
Yeah, I just don't see on the share. I see my screen. Oh, here, let me
Pin it, maybe. Pin mine, maybe.
I don't see your screen.
Judith, I think you need to unshare your screen.
Unshare my screen. I see pause share.
Yeah.
Stop share. I see it. Okay. Perfect. Now I see it.
Okay, cool.
Give me a break. What world do you live in? Death is my set. Guess my religion.
So let's look at the pictures that Elgin took.
Mhm.
I see some light at the top there, like a yellow light. The top is more yellow and the bottom is more blue, right?
Yep.
Oh, I like this one.
Ooh, the difference between lights on, lights off.
Yeah.
I like that light strip.
Me too.
Judith, I know it's not about a limb, but do you have similar like rules about cropping doors at like
Great
the
question.
joints or like including
Yes.
more of it or less?
That's
Let
a
me
great
pause the
question,
music,
Allison.
Let me pause the music so we can hear your tips. So should I
Yeah.
start with the door, this one, right?
Ooh. Yes. I like the way Elgin cropped the door. I did notice that, Allison. I feel like it gives it, it gives it more of an artistic feel. So he kind of made it so that it's almost like it crops on a diagonal, and it gives it a little bit of a vertical line, but it's still the image is straight. And then you see that repeated up at top. So that's pretty cool. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? It creates kind of like a triangle. So you see that on the ceiling, and then you see that at the bottom of the.
So you're talking about like the leading line and the perspective line.
The leading lines. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And let's just say if we were talking about this idea of so here he has Elgin took a photo of the door, right? So this is a detail shot. So now you have the option of moving in closer and perhaps just capturing the doorknob, right?
Yes.
But I think
that's your desire to create that narrative. I think it's talking right there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. And I think that this is a very creative image, especially, working with the space that you're in, right? And I love the pop of color that and even like a pop of joy and fun that the lights bring in to this image. So if I were to choose one over the other, I would choose the image with the lights on because I like the effect that it gives. I
agree.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. And I also want to add to what you said. What did you say? Sarah, you said something?
Oh, no, I was just saying.
Oh, I can't tell. Everybody's muted. Am I like, oh, Judith, you're muted.
I was, I muted. Oh, can you hear me?
Now, yes. Oh, Sarah's gone. Oh, I know why she's gone. She's probably using her phone to take the pictures.
Yep,
So
that
she's
makes
probably
sense.
gonna come back afterwards.
Afterwards.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what she's doing because she joined in on her telephone.
Yep. Quick question, Paula, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I really like I saw it really quickly, the image that Elgin took of outside.
Yes. Elgin, I told him about like this one? Or are you talking about the building one? This one?
The building, yeah, he took a
Yeah.
cityscape.
Yes, Elgin, I'll scroll through a couple of others because he did some other versions of
Mhm.
yes. To
Nice.
and this one is also him working with the light in a strange way, and I thought there was a really interesting parallel between these two, the Netflix one and the light that's on the side by Manuel. We were talking about this on Friday, how both of them had like that radiating light, like the light and it radiates out.
Yes. I feel like Netflix was probably inspired by a fluorescent
like this,
light.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wish Manuel was here because he took some interesting, but you can look at his photos later. So yeah, I thought Elgin did a really interesting job. And this is a photo of his TV screen of the Netflix. So we were talking about like that radiating light.
Yes.
Old picture that he took of LeBron talking about the heats, but he's in LA. This is a LA. And this is another, he used a red filter for this one.
Beautiful.
Looking out his window. Elgin, do you want to talk about these photographs? This one was really interesting too. This one, we last week we all responded really well to this one. And then Elgin, you took another version of it here on the top, right?
Yes.
Beautiful job, Elgin. I like that you tried both landscape and portrait for your landscape image. So you went horizontal and then you also tried vertical.
Yes, I did.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to show you one more thing, which is, so keep these pictures in mind because Elgin had where are your other pictures, Elgin? Did you remove them? Did I remove them?
Those are the only pictures I put on. I couldn't add the.
Oh, the other one was from the document, right? The class document.
Yeah, I don't know how to do
I was supposed to do that and I forgot. So I'm gonna try to find it before you go, but we were talking about him.
It's in lesson 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it. So he did another version of this one as well. I'm gonna pull it up for you because maybe you can give him some advice and talk to him about like the narrative and building on that narrative. But one quick thing I like, can I say one more thing about this? Like I like Judith's suggestion about thinking of going in now. Now you have the full picture, like the more of a wider idea of the door and the space. Maybe if you can, in the context of creating that narrative, now think of what's a space that you might want to go zoom in a little bit and get like an interesting kind of relationship between a few things. So like she said before about the handle, what if you took just, I hope you guys can see my cursor, but what if you took a picture that was zooming in on the handle, the wall, and the light switch here, right? What story, what narrative would that tell? What if you took a picture that zooms in on the wall piece here and where the light is and where the light switches? Like what narrative and what story can that tell? Versus even if you took a picture of, like if this picture was cropped and it was just this corner, the knob, the light, and a little bit of the ceiling, what kind of story would that tell, right? So I think the next step for you, Elgin, would be to move in, right? And get more of a detail. Is that what you would call it, Judith? Like a detail?
Definitely.
Yeah. So while we're talking about Sarah's piece, well, I do want to see Sarah's back so we can see what she did. But I
Yay.
definitely
Perfect.
want to encourage you, Elgin, to go in and get some of those detailed image on yours, okay? Let's look at Sarah.
You know what would be so cool? Paula?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you,
Oh,
Judith.
good. It would be so cool if you can hear me.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it would be so cool if at some point, if we could even have like an in-person street photography, that would be so awesome.
Like walking around
group
and taking
walk.
pictures together. I know.
Yeah,
That would be
that would
awesome.
be amazing.
When are you in New York next?
June.
Okay. Oh, school's out in June.
In June.
Yeah.
Mhm. Maybe next year.
Yes, in the fall, maybe if you're
Yeah,
in-
next school year.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm. That would be fun.
Yeah, that
I
would
just
be
want to bring our
awesome.
attention. We have about, that
Oh,
would
yeah.
be awesome. We have about 6 more minutes left.
Sarah, before we go, were you able to take some photographs, Sarah?
Yes.
And is there any way, are you trying to get them up on Padlet? Have you
I
tried?
don't know how to put them up.
Got it. So Allison, help us out a little bit. You
Yeah.
were able to talk Judith through sharing her screen the last time on her phone. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Remember, maybe Sarah can do it that way.
Yeah.
Are you listening, Sarah? Allison is going to talk you through how to share your phone screen so we can see your pictures through your phone.
Yeah. So Sierra, if you you're on your smartphone right now?
Here.
Sarah, are you on your
Yes.
phone right now? Okay, cool. And are you on Zoom on your phone?
Yeah.
Cool. So if you go to share content on the bottom of your Zoom screen.
Share content. Okay, I put screen.
Yeah, do screen.
Okay. Do I put start broadcast?
What was that?
Do I put start broadcast?
Yes.
Broadcast, yeah.
Let's see.
I'm wondering if you have to turn the camera on first.
I don't think so.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, we can see it.
Do you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can see your whole screen right now. So you just do
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So now if you go to, so we can, just so that you know, we can see everything that you can see on your screen.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So this is the first photo that I took.
Nice.
That's my backyard.
Nice.
And then that, because I have a net, so I wanted to give that net effect.
Nice.
And then this one has like more of a line effect.
Yes, I love these pictures.
And then you can see the bright sky. You can see the little spots of sunlight on top.
The blue of the sky is amazing.
And then I took some flowers, pictures of my mom's flowers.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And then I took it also in portrait mode, so I could be able to block the background.
This is cool. You did the
Yes,
lighting.
so smart.
That one's amazing. Did you do something? You edited this one?
No, I didn't edit nothing.
Oh, wow. That one looks amazing.
These are regular photos I took in.
Ah, sweet.
Because I don't know why it's focusing more on the yellow, but it was focusing more on the yellow flower. I guess because the color was super bright.
Yeah. Well, Judith, what do you think? Which series? I love the backyard scenes were really powerful, but they would tell a completely different story than the flowers. Is there a way for her to put the two of them together, do you think, or is it better to keep those storylines separate?
Paula, are you talking to me? Sorry, it
Yes,
skipped out
yes.
a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. What was the question?
Well, I was thinking that the backyard scene versus the flower could be they're kind of two different stories, right? Yeah, and I was wondering what do you think? I feel like the flowers, like there is a way that she can tell a story with the series of the flowers. Yeah, like with that, because you see more.
Definitely.
And then there were some that you went in a little bit closer, and when you started blurring the images, so maybe maybe we can help her choose like 3 of those to add to become like a yeah.
Yeah.
I also have one with flash.
I like the flowers. It looks so beautiful. I'm how I feel
Yeah, breaking up again.
image.
Yeah.
Perhaps you remove any
of the distractions.
Like the lotion.
If that would feel different. Yeah, remove distractions and see if you can use the wall in the background as like a textured background for the flowers. What if you took it straight on so that you don't even see the bottom part of the flowers, but you just see the flowers and the wall behind it?
So zoom in a little bit closer to the flowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And crop out some of the
Exactly.
background. Ooh,
Mhm.
yeah, more like that. Did you rotate it just now?
Right. Or do
did I?
that in person. Take another image.
Yeah, more like that, right, Judith? But you want her
Yeah,
to
exactly.
actually retake the photo.
Okay, I can do that right now. Hold on.
Take the photo and move the paper towels. Move any
All right.
extra distraction.
All right, give me a second.
Paula and
Yeah, you updated some new pictures for us?
I zoomed in on the doorknob like you said, and a light switch.
All right, cool. We're gonna.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And even, can you go down? Yeah, that's another perspective. Yep, that's another perspective. And then how about if you went so that you're leveled in
You're breaking up.
with the flowers, no stems. Actually, sorry guys. That was really pretty, Ciara, with the pink on the wall and then the pink in the flower. That was really pretty.
So move your body.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can. So move your body like that, you mean, or that one?
This one?
Like pink on the wall, the little scrape of pink on the wall. That
Oh, on the wall.
Yeah,
So move your
yeah,
body
it's
around.
like the pink
Move your body
flower and
around
the
to
pink
face
on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The pink on the wall. Yeah, that looks really pretty. And then straighten out your phone.
Okay, make it parallel to the line of the wall. Yeah. Yeah, it's more like that.
Exactly. Match the line of the wall with your phone. Yep.
And I think go in more to. Do we want the table or closer?
Hey, you see the elephant?
Oh, I didn't see the elephant.
with no
Oh,
stems,
nice,
no
nice.
tape,
Oh, I like it off. Take
syrup.
that one.
Mhm.
I like it off, like not completely centered too. That's nice.
Off to the side, yeah.
Yeah.
And what about getting closer?
But from the same angle. Oh, your mom's calling.
Yeah. Sorry.
So,
Okay.
Elgin, I know you uploaded some new pictures. What time is it? It's 12:02. So should we plan, Judith, you're gonna look at the Padlet, right? And then you can help.
I will look at the Padlet. Can I have five more
Oh, yeah, sure.
minutes
so
or
long as
3 more
you're-
minutes with it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Do I
let's
stop
go
sharing?
into that. Beautiful job, Sierra.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Do you want me to share screen
thank
so you
you,
can see what
honey.
Elgin did?
That was beautiful. To go, just want to show these slides. If that's okay.
I think you want to see the Padlet.
Can I share these. Paula,
Yes, yeah, I can hear you now.
do you mind if I share the last final slides and then
Yes,
I can
okay,
look
so-
at the Padlet?
Yes. So let's do it like that.
Okay, perfect.
And
So
then
I-
we'll see Judith again on Wednesday.
Yay. Yes. So these are some questions that I have about starting your day and how you start your day. So for me, I like to start my day with a meditation. Then I have a stretch followed by dancing, walking, swimming, biking, anything that's going to help make you sweat. Also, I love the idea of journal gratitude or thinking about 3 things that you're thankful for, just to remind yourself of how fortunate you are, right? And affirmations. So affirmations for me have been a really powerful way for me to show up for myself. And so what I can tell you, just like brushing my teeth every morning, what I always do is meditation and affirmations, and I try to fit in some movement each morning. So the things that help me continue to boost my confidence and show up as my question is, what is the soundtrack playing in your head? Is there a positive affirmation that can help you show up as and set yourself up for success, right? So here are some affirmations that I've used. I live my life with grace and ease. I am truly taken care of. I belong. I matter. I am safe. I am loved. I am loving. I am lovable. As I love and honor myself, my relationships continue to blossom. I accept that good things come easily. These are some affirmations that I've used throughout the years to shift my perspective on life. So here we go. Here's an incredible quote that I love so much from Maya Angelou, Dr. Maya Angelou. And as a teenager, I started reading her books, and she has definitely been one of my mentors. However, I've never met her, right? I didn't have the chance to meet her, but I'm so thankful for her work. And she says, if you must look back, do so forgivingly. If you must look forward, do so prayerfully. However, the wisest thing you can do is be present in the present gratefully. And that is something I use with photography all the time. I am in the present moment, here and now, and I find gratitude as much as I can for anything and everything. And I continue to capture what moves me. So here's
Yes.
one.
Sarah, I like that.
I love it. We appreciate the the extra. Okay, I don't know if I froze again. Am I frozen again or am I good?
You're okay now.
We're okay. So here's homework for day 1. We're going to capture your week, take at least 1 photo a day, capture a portrait, a detail, a candid, and a landscape. Narrow down your favorites and share 4 to 5 images on Padlet. Choose 1 thing to add to your morning practice. Commit to showing up for yourself each
Mm.
in your neighborhood at different times during the day and observe the light looks on people and objects. Photograph what you see. Look around and see what catches your eye and what makes your heart smile. I am so excited to see what you guys capture. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for including me in this class. I am so inspired by you guys, and I'm so thankful to be here.
Yay.
No, I'm inspired.
Ah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Judith.
Thank you.
This was
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, love that.
And just so you guys know, Judith is gonna, like she said before, she'll be looking at the Padlets, even though we're kind of out of time today.
Yeah.
But she'll be looking at the Padlet to see your work, and she'll be back on Wednesday.
Yep.
And the stuff that's in the homework is basically what will be your classwork for tomorrow. So don't worry about not having time to complete it. You'll get a chance to do it tomorrow as well. I'm going to choose a part of this for you to do in tomorrow's class. But feel free to go wandering and, you know, take as many photographs as you can and follow the directions and instructions that Judith gave you today. And then also, one of the very important things that hopefully you got from Judith's presentation is to just go with your heart and your gut feelings and just photograph what moves you as you go. Okay, don't worry. I know that I'm the teacher and I'm gonna say complementary colors and bring up all the leading line stuff. Don't worry about that stuff too much, okay? Just photograph the things that move you as you go.
Tap in. Make time for yourself. Make time to tap in.
Yes.
With meditation, maybe some affirmations. Let's switch it up, right?
Yes.
And
definitely.
set ourselves up for success. And also, Paula, just one request. Can you add my name to Padlet so I can add my images too on my cell phone? I'll take images from my cell phone. Is that okay?
I think I might have tried it and it didn't do it for the same reason that
because I'm not a student.
Yeah, and so but you were able to do it the last time through the one
my cell phone
examples, right? Remember? So do you want to try to put some of your stuff there? I think I tried to add you on, but it wouldn't allow me.
Okay. I'll show it
you can
day
send
2.
them to Paula and Paula can upload
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's a great
idea. But
idea.
also if you
I'll do that.
If you want to do it, I want you to feel free to add to it too. So I think if you do it the way you did it the last time, it's fine. Okay?
Okay. Well, thank you again, everybody.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we definitely are grateful for you and everything. So I'm going to try to invite you right now and see if it works again.
Oh, yay. Okay.
I'm not sure why.
So we will
but
see
I wonder
you
if
again
you go in and you say that again, Allison.
No, I was just saying we'll see you all on Wednesday and also on Friday.
And on Friday, exactly. Yeah. So all right, yeah, so we'll try to work around, maybe Judith, if you get to Padlet, maybe if you create your own Padlet ID, then it records it, and then when I type your name, you will show up. But I tried to add you before and it just didn't work for some reason, you and Allison.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah, We'll work around it.
Thank you so much, Paula. I deeply appreciate you including us in your class. I'm really thankful for this collaboration. And thank you, Allison, obviously, for creating the Level Up project. What a beautiful and inspiring program. And I'm so thankful to be part of it.
Yeah.
So thankful that we're all able to be here and work together.
Yes.
And Paula,
Yes.
I'll upload this recording to YouTube and then post it on our website and send you the link so that we can link it into the class worksheet.
All right, great. Thank you. And it's still recording?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm gonna stop the recording.
technical, yeah, I wanted to ask you,